Alright guys, so welcome to Mailbox Monday, stacking the shelves and showcase Sunday for the weekend of March 5th. I almost said May. This is the third time I am starting this post. The first time my cat came in and started yodeling behind me, and the second time I actually realized that apparently I had too many of these videos on my phone still, and I was talking but the phone had stopped recording because I ran out of memory. So, third time's the charm. I'm going to start going through books I got this week. The first book I got this week was for review, and that's Shadow Rides by Faith Hunter. This is, I believe it's the ninth, it's either the 9th or the 10th book in the Jane Yellow Rock series. A really, really great urban fantasy series, one of the few that I've been sticking with through many, many years, and it's got Jane Yellow Rock, who is a skinwalker, and she helps fight evil things in the world, and it's been very, very good. So it actually comes out on April 5th, and I got through NetGalley to review, so I'm excited about that. I got 2 audiobooks from audible.com, and I'm probably going to go through this faster because, you know, it's the third time I've started doing it. The first one I got is Indexing Reflections by Shauna McGuire. This is the second book in the Indexing series by Shauna McGuire. I believe she releases this as kind of like a web series, like a online series, what do they call that? Installments on her blog or web or whatever. And then she publishes it as an audiobook. This is a very interesting urban fantasy series about characters who have escaped their fairy tales and have formed like an investigation, like a police department kind of investigation to prevent other characters in their fairy tales from disrupting society. So it sounds kind of weird, but basically the whole concept is the story is always trying to pull these people into their fairy tales, and it doesn't usually end well for the majority of these characters. So if they can escape the story, they're really good people to like prevent the story from creating fairy tale havoc in the modern day world. So very cool story, very neat concept. I really love the first one, so I'm excited to listen to that. The second audiobook I got is Son of the Black Sword, which is the first book in the Saga of the Forgotten Warrior by Larry Correia. I'm really a huge Larry Correia fan. I love Monster Hunter International and the Grim Noir Chronicles. I believe that's what they have, the ones that Hard Magic and all those. He just does a very good job. There's like a lot of gun knowledge in here. There's a lot of violence, some really interesting magic. I love that the characters are really even. There's always some really strong female characters and some strong male characters, and they work together really well. Lots of action, so I'm very excited to read this first book in a new series. And I don't know if it's like new or if it's just been like re-released, but very excited to listen to this. Okay, then I did buy 2 books this week. March is like the month this year for series that I read having books released in them. So I'm getting a ton of books that are for like, I think out of the 80-some series I'm reading right now, 20 of them have books that release in March. So anyways, here's a couple of those. Unleash the Storm by Annette Marie is the 5th book in the Steel and Stone series, and it is the final book in that series. It just released on Tuesday. This is just a fantastic young adult urban fantasy series. I love the characters. I love the world. There's a lot of action. It's just very intriguing and interesting. It's probably my favorite young adult urban fantasy series right now. And this is the last book, and I'm kind of sad that it's going to be over, but I'll just have to reread it, right? So I got that. The other book I got is The Girl Who Raced Fairyland All the Way Home by Catherine Invalente. This is also the final book in this series, either called the Girl Who series or the Fairyland series, depending on where you look it up. I don't know if the series actually has a formal name. Those who like Catherine Invalente will love this. Those who hate her writing style will not like it. She has a very unique writing style. It's very like high literature, flowery, very, I don't know. I love it. It's just something, it's not something I could read every day, but I really, really love her writing style. Incredibly creative, incredibly imaginative, very good at descriptive imagery kind of thing. So this is the final book in that series, and I adore this series. So I'm very excited to read it. That, and the other thing that's really fantastic is each chapter has a beautiful illustration at the beginning of it. So not only is it a really good, beautiful story, the book is very well, nicely put together too. So excited to read that and finish up that story. I did get 2 books from the library as well. The first one is The Island of Excess Love by Francesca Leah Block. This is the sequel to Love in the Time of Global Warming, which was a retelling of the Odyssey, but in like a post-apocalyptic world. Francesca Leah Block is another author who I think either you're going to love her style or hate it. She writes in a very ambiguous, sparkly, I don't even know how else to describe it. Sparkly is a good way to describe it. Sparkly way. It can be a little bit tough to read at times, but it's very beautiful and very excellent imagery and great imagination in this author. And again, she's an author that I'll read maybe once or twice a year. I don't think I could do it constantly, but very excited to read this. So this is The Island of Excess Love. Again, sequel to Love in the Time of Global Warming, which has been on my wish list for a while. So the ones I get from the library are kind of ones that I had on my wish list for Christmas that I never got for Christmas. So I'm kind of going through and getting them. The last one I got from the library and the last one I got this week is The Cure for Dreaming by Kat Winters. I've read all of Kat Winters' books and really enjoyed them. They're always set like in the 1940s, like World War II era. That was World War II, I think, yeah. And they deal a lot with like the influenza epidemic that went on, and they always have like ghosts and some spiritual, like crazy supernatural stuff in them as well. So this one has a lot of great pictures in there, and I was looking through it, really enjoying that. Excited to read this. I always think she's a really interesting author, and I kind of like the niche she kind of has that she writes in. So this will be very interesting. So that's what I got. 1, sorry for the glare, 2, I'm having trouble picking them up, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So quite a few books this week. Again, March is going to be a heavy month for me, and then it'll like kind of bleed into April because a lot of the series books I'll get from the library, and it'll take them a little while to get to me. So that's what I got. We are finally going to warm up like for more than a day here in Minnesota. It's supposed to hit 55 on Sunday, and it's supposed to stay that way. So, you know, Minnesota likes to tease us. It likes to like throw you like a 60-degree day and then be 20 the next day, and then throw you a 50-degree day and be like 15 the next day. So I think though we are actually going to be in the 50s for an extended amount of time, which means it might be spring. We don't want to be too hopeful about this because, you know, spring gets taken away from us a lot, but it could be spring. It really could be. So I'm excited about that because it means I can stop wearing sweatshirts and sweaters and fleece leggings and all the stuff that I wear because I'm always cold. So I'm optimistically wearing a nice tank top under a light sweater to kind of like encourage spring to come today. And I'm cold, but I'm going to bear with it and do that. I know a lot of you probably have spring break coming up as well. So we have spring break coming up in a couple weeks, and I'll talk about that in my next video. But yeah, so I hope you got great books. I hope you have a great week of reading ahead of you, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.